Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Cincinnati Reds Rebuild here on MLB The Show 22. Now, if you missed the last couple episodes, we finished the second season. And spoiler alert, it didn't go very well. We actually finished worse in the year number 2 than we did in year number 1. We won 71 games in the first season, 69 games, nice, in the second season. So let's just say our job security, as it says right there, is low. We could very much get fired, and I'm scared. I'm scared. This is why this video is going to be the most important video in the series' history. This is the off-season episode, the second off-season, and there is a certain free agent in the market that we have to snag. Shohei Ohtani is a free agent this year. We have to bring him in. He just led his team to an ALCS appearance, along with Mike Trout, but he just won the AL Cy Young this year. So we have to bring him in and add him to our staff. That would be amazing. But we also have to bring in some other people. So it's going to be a massive off-season episode. I hope you guys are ready for it. If you are, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the G's Club. Let's get into it because I don't want to wait anymore. If you want to see these stats for the season and like go over all the awards and all that stuff, go to last episode and the previous episode before this and go to the end of it. And you can see me going through the awards for the American League, the National League, the league leaders, talking about how our team performed and going over the stats for our major league team. So you can check those stats and see if you want to really know what happened last season. It wasn't very good. So let's go to the off season. We've done everything that we need to do. We can advance the day, and we are ready to go to the off season. Our retirements for this year, we do have Joey Votto, so we'll get to that. But Matt Harvey, Josh Donaldson, Cookie Carrasco retires, Yadier Molina, Nelson Cruz, Lorenzo Cain, and McCutchen. This is a big class. But there's no Joey Votto. Huh. Oh, I missed Justin Verlander just completely. Wow, I would have thought that Joey retired. Huh, I guess he'll be here. I didn't think about that. No Hall of Famers. Adrian McCutchen, Justin Verlander, not a Hall of Famer? I don't know about that. But now we got to go hire a third base coach, and we got to start the offseason. We've got to figure out what we want to do with our money, because we have a lot of it. Joe Maddon's here for 2 more seasons. I think we should fire our pitching coach, Derek Johnson. I don't think that he's worth it. He's given us some low ratings. So let's see if we can get a pitching coach that gives us some pluses. Is there a pitching coach that gives us all pluses that has like a B or a A or B attribute grade? Everybody right now is giving us, and maybe this is one of the reasons why we were not doing so well in the staff. And it doesn't look like there's any really good pitching coaches this season that are up for grabs. Because like Roman Schaefer has -3 breaking. Do we like -3 breaking more than -2 breaking? I don't know. Because Gary Cox could be pretty good. Or maybe we just survive with Charlie Coleman, who has a -1 on the home runs per 9. That could be good. I don't know. It just doesn't look like it's very good in terms of... I do like... I don't know how to pronounce your name. Schwabenland? Mike Schwabenland? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you only have a -1 K per 9, and we're pretty good on the K per 9s. Let's make an offer to you. We'll do that, and then we need a third base coach. So we need somebody that gives us all pluses. That's at least the goal, is to give us all pluses. This guy, Luis Rivera, he does the job, so we'll give him a staff, or we'll give him an offer. We're pretty interested. Actually, we need to bump this offer up a little bit more to make him a little bit more interested. So how about 3.5? That makes him really interested. And we'll bump the offer up to 3.6 for him too. So they're both really interested in us. Hopefully they accept those contracts. Our exclusive free agent is only Tucker Barnhart. So I guess we could just tender a qualifying offer to Tucker. I don't really think that's too big of a deal. Actually, you know what? Can I offer him a cheaper deal? Is he going to accept anything cheaper? He'd accept $8 million. I just don't think he's worth $8 million. I think we might have to let Tucker Barnhart go or maybe trade him again. I do like Tucker. I really do. I just don't think it's really worth it at this point. Luis Rivera has accepted the Braves offer. Well, that's not what I wanted. And Mike Schwabenland has accepted the Mets offer. Come on. Both of our guys declined contract offers? That's not amazing. What are we doing here? Does nobody want to come play or come coach the Reds? Jermaine Erdman. I don't really want to get a guy who's minus on the control. It's not really something I want to have happen. We could try and battle for one of these guys, like Gary Cox, but they're getting offered a ton of money from the White Sox and stuff, and he's got -2 on his breaking. Maybe Ethan Kratz. He's got a B. Maybe Ethan Kratz could be good on a 2-year deal worth like $3 million. I'd be okay with that. And we also got to get a third base coach now because he didn't accept that. So -2 fielding. Ooh, but Percy Young looks like he could be pretty good. So, okay, we'll do that. Ethan Kratz is now our pitching coach. And Percy Young has accepted the manager job for the A's. Is that what that said? Whatever. Not something I expected, but we'll just offer another guy. Is anybody going to accept our third base? Does nobody want to be the third base coach for the Reds? Yes, I'd like to stop simulating. All right, we'll see what can happen here. We go into free agency. It's time. It is time for free agency. Whew. Shohei Ohtani's on the board. There he is. The Angels are offering him a 7-year max contract, but I want to offer him a 7-year max contract. Shohei Ohtani is the goal. He was always the plan. If we give him $230 million for 8 seasons, he likes it. That's a lot of money to pay to Shohei Ohtani. That is a lot of money to pay to Shohei Ohtani, but he's worth it because he's a dual threat. He can not only hit, but he can pitch too. And he's coming off of a Cy Young. So, I mean, that's just phenomenal. So if we take a look at what we need, we obviously don't need a first baseman because Josh Bell's going to slide over and play first base. And Shohei Ohtani, if we sign him, he can be the DH. But as of right now, Joey Votto will be the DH. Maybe, depending on what we do. But we need maybe a better right fielder. I mean, Casas is good or Casas is good. We need maybe a center fielder too. There are some things that we need. And Teoscar Hernandez is interesting at 31 years old. Had a really good season. 41 home runs, 100 RBIs, hit 285. That's a really good season for Teoscar. No wonder the Blue Jays are offering him a big contract. Center fielder Harrison Bader would be pretty cool. He's 29, though. Center field's not really that great. Left field, you got like Jesse Winker. We could try to bring back Ian Happ. We could try to get... Jesse Winker hit 32 home runs, 116 RBIs at 30 years old. He's got really no speed anymore at left field, which is something that I kind of want. I want a left fielder who has a decent amount of speed. Not crazy or anything, but better than what he has. So the outfield depth is not really there for the free agent pool this year. Rafael Devers is here at third base, but we have De La Cruz. I like De La Cruz. If we're going to get anybody, we'd get somebody that would come off the bench. Second base, we have Jonathan India. I'm fine with that. First base, we have Josh Bell now. But, I mean, we could try and get C.J. Cron. I mean, C.J. Cron coming off the bench, hitting with 98 power off the bench is maybe a DH option. I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. But then we also have Shohei Ohtani, who's I want to be a DH. And then catcher, we have Tyler Stevenson. But do we need a better catcher? I don't know. And then I did mention we could use another bullpen. I mean, I like our bullpen. I like the way that our bullpen looks. There's really nobody here that I would really want. I mean, there's some good players here, obviously. But as for starting pitchers, I mean, nobody's offering Jack Flaherty anything. Except he has a qualifying offer made. But Julio Urias, I think it's Urias, He had a 3.01 ERA. Lucas Giolito. Tyler Glasnow is 30 years old. 13-9. There's Kershaw. There's some good starting pitchers here. But I just don't think that we need another starting pitcher. Because if we do bring in Shohei, which is a big if, then we have Hunter Green, Lodolo, Espino, and Savale along with Shohei. Maybe that's good enough. Or maybe we need to add one of these other guys. Urias is only 27. He had a 19-8 record. He struck out 208 guys last year, which is amazing. That's really good. He's only 27. Flaherty's 28. Rodon is in his 30s. Giolito is in his 29. Glasnow's 30. Tyler Mahle's back. Okay. We could get him back, but he didn't really have that great of a year in Minnesota. Jordan Montgomery could be kind of cool. Lance Lynn. Luis Castillo's back. He went 12-9 with a 5.20 ERA. It's really between It's really between Urias and Flaherty for another starting pitcher that I'd be in on. And I think I'd be in on Urias, which is dumb because he has an offer and Flaherty only has the qualifying offer. But I think Urias is the better option. He's 2 years younger. He wants a shorter deal. So if we get him on like a 4-year deal and just bump his money up to like 130 maybe. That's a lot of money to pay to a starting pitcher. But maybe he likes that. So that's 2 starting pitchers and then maybe CJ Cron as well. I mean, we're going in on these guys. We have money to spend. 4-year deal. And we can also trade these contracts too if we need to free up money. Anybody else? Do I like anybody else here? Right fielder Teoscar. I just don't think that we have the space for Teoscar at this point. Max Kepler has good power. Whit Merrifield, not really feeling it. I don't really want anybody down here. What about center field? There's Billy Hamilton. Odubel Herrera is not really that good anymore. Left field, Michael Brantley. Tommy Pham, we could get back. Mark Canha, Eddie Rosario. Does he still have good speed? He doesn't. Yeah, the outfield is just not very good this year. The outfield free agent pool. It's not there. Amado Rosario. Interesting. IKF could be cool. He didn't have any home runs last year. He's not really a home run hitter. That wouldn't be what we signed him for. I don't really know. Third base is not really that great. I mean, Matt Chapman, but he's 30. The home runs weren't really here, were they? There's Joey Wendell. We just played him last episode. D. Strange Gordon, Tony Kemp. Nico Goodrum is 30 already. That's crazy to think about that. He's 30. Then you got first base. We already offered CJ Cron. There's Albert Pujols. He didn't retire either. I don't know. It's just not a great... It's very top-heavy, basically. Very top-heavy. So these are our 3 offers. I mean, these 3 offers are a lot of money. These are a lot of money to these 3 offers. I bet I could even make a better offer to CJ Cron. Or a slightly cheaper offer. Like, if we free up that money, is that good enough? I could probably even make a better offer to Julio Urias. If we go like 4 years, 126. Because Shohei's going to take a lot of money. Is this all that I would need, though? I mean, we need more than this, obviously. Because we're not a great team. But those 2 starting pitchers, if we were to get these 2 starting pitchers, they would be our first 2 guys. Then Hunter Green. Then Lodolo and Espino. With Savale still here. Williamson still here. I mean, I feel like that works. I feel like that helps us a little bit. I have to also bring back Savale. because he's on. He needs the salary arbitration stuff. We have to do the contracts. I'll tender all those contracts off camera, and I'll select the 40 man. Whew, this is interesting. I just don't know what to do in terms of free agency. It's such a massive free agent period. It's such a change. Like, we need to make some big moves, make some things happen. I just don't know what those moves are and where to spend the money. I really wish the outfield depth was a little bit better. Because, I mean, Cody Bellinger, yeah, he'd be cool. But we'd have to try and outbid the Dodgers, and I don't think we can. Especially if we're going to get these three guys to add on. Let's simulate a day into free agency. We'll see what happens. Julio Urias signs a 4-year, $126 million deal with the Reds. But that means Shohei Ohtani didn't sign with us. Not yet, at least. He's still available. But we just signed Julio Urias. So that's at least one. We're still the leader in the dugout for Ohtani. But that's at least one starting pitcher added to the rotation. He can take the place of Brandon Williamson. And he, for right now at least, becomes our ace. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But for right now, he becomes the ace. Okay. We'll see what goes on next. Another day. Nothing happens. O'Neal Cruz re-signed with the Pirates, and Julio Rodriguez re-signed with the Mariners. We're still the leader for Shohei. I just am worried that he's not going to sign with us. I really am worried that he's not going to sign with us. Another day gone. Another guy re-signed with his team. Jacob deGrom still has no offers. Yeah, he's 35 years old. But he's still a really good starting pitcher. So maybe if we strike out on Shohei, we could throw an offer at Jacob deGrom. Maybe a short-term contract. Come on, stop testing me like this. You're testing my patience right now with this Shohei deal. CJ Cron's still the only offer in on him. I know he's 34, but he's still got crazy power. Him or Josh Bell could be the DH if Shohei doesn't sign here. Another day. Lane Andino accepted the third base offer. That's awesome. Steven Strasburg will be traded to the Red Sox straight up for Michael Wacha. Wild. Absolutely wild. And Shohei's still on the board. The Giants are offering crazy starting pitcher money. Shohei Ohtani signed an 8-year, $230 million deal with the Cincinnati Reds. We just signed the biggest fish in the pond. We just signed the biggest fish in the pond. Shohei, Urias, Hunter Green, Daniel Espino, Lodolo. That starting pitching room looks a lot better. Yeah, we probably don't have enough money now, but it looks a lot better. Shohei's not showing up here right now for some reason. I don't know why he's not. He's here. Like, he's on the no DH thing. But when he actually shows up in the rotation, I'll probably put him in the DH spot instead of Otto. But now that we got 2 new starting pitchers, I need to go do these tender contracts and stuff. So I'll do that off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back in when I get that all done. Okay, so I have tendered all the contracts that I wanted to tender. As you can see, I have offered salary arbitration to the guys that I've wanted to offer. I'm not going to bring back Albert Almora Jr., mainly because we don't have the money to bring him back. But other than that, I just don't really feel like he needs to come back. And I've set the 40-man to what I feel like is good enough for us. I also made a couple trades during the off-camera stuff because I needed to free up some more money. So here are the trades that I made. I traded Tony Santillan, Luis Sessa, and Kyle Farmer to the Rays for an A potential Luis Patino relief pitcher, and then another like A potential Javier Bautista prospect. I don't really know much about him, but he was A potential, so I threw him in there. Then I also made another trade with Tyler Naquin because he was making about $5 million. He was on the last year of his deal, but I threw him in the deal with Brandon Williamson to get a right fielder, Austin Martin, from the Twins, who looks like he's going to be really, really good. He's going to be on the bench, but but he looks like he's going to be really, really good for a while. So he's 25 years old, a potential 79 overall. He can play a lot of positions, so he's going to get some playing time. So those are the moves that I made. Obviously, you know that we got Shohei Ohtani and we signed Julio Urias. Those are the 2 free agent moves that we're going to do. And that is because with the tenor contracts and the salary arbitration that I've offered, our budget is very, very minuscule now. And I cannot afford to bring back to sign CJ Cron, who I already got rid of my offer on him because I needed to free up money to sign some other people. So unfortunately, CJ Cron will not be coming to the Cincinnati Reds, but I think that we can survive. Ian Happ signs a 5-year, $58 million deal with the Marlins. That's a big-time deal. Tucker Barnhart has decided to accept his qualifying offer, is now under contract for the next season. That is actually probably not great, because now if we go to our budget, we now have $16 million because Tucker Barnhart's contract was 19.1. I can't do that, Tucker. I'm sorry, Tucker. I do enjoy having you on the team, but not for 19.1 million. So we're going to have to move on from you. We'll get another catcher, maybe, if we can. Can we get Dominic Keegan, maybe, from the Rays? Yeah, we can, but do I want Dominic Keegan? That's the thing. Maybe. If he's the only guy that we can afford, then probably that's who we'll get. Carter Jensen, a potential prospect. He's not going to cost too much. We might come back for him, actually. Daniel Suzak, he could be good, but he's going to cost more than the other guy. I want to get something for him. Kevin Parada, he could be cool, but he's already 3 years into his contract. I don't really want that. I want somebody that's a little bit less expensive. Who could we go for here? Who could we go for that is under contract and that is not going to be super expensive to try and trade for? Is it Carter Jensen? I think it might have to be Carter Jensen. He looks like a pretty good player. He's got good durability, good fielding, good arm. He's a 20-year-old, a potential prospect, so he could end up being something for us. Who knows? We probably should trade one of our guys that we have under contract already. And it might have to be Ronnie Dawson, because Ronnie Dawson's making $800K on that new contract I gave him. But that doesn't even move the needle. So maybe it's going to have to be a pitcher that we have. Maybe like a Bryce Hubbard. He doesn't move the needle. What about Brendan Flores? Or Bernardo Flores doesn't move the needle either. But maybe if we throw him in the deal with a Robinson Pena, that gets it done. But I don't want to really give up a relief pitcher. So how about we give up? I was gonna say Matt Pita, but we don't have him under contract. Is it gonna be Ronnie Dawson? I don't think it should be Ronnie Dawson. I feel like it should be a shortstop because we have a ton of those. We have a ton of those shortstops, and not everybody can play. I think Abraham Esposito has to go. I know that he was probably one of my draft picks that I took, but he just doesn't seem like he's going to fit for us, and he can help us get Carter Jensen, so thank you for that. Tucker Barnhart's now off the team. Unfortunately, I do enjoy Tucker Barnhart, I really do, but unfortunately, he just wasn't going to, for making that much money, he just wasn't going to be the guy. He was not going to be the guy, so we're going to have to move him down to AAA, and now we got to take somebody off of the 40-man roster. Who should not be on the 40-man? I think Matthew Nelson could be off the 40-man roster. I'm not mad at that. If somebody picks him up in the fourth-year player draft or fifth-year player draft, I mean, if anybody wants him, then that's fine. So I don't want to stop simulating. Freddie Peralta gets traded to the Rangers from the Brewers. The Brewers get Jack Leiter in the deal. Wow. Is that a fleece? I don't know. Eugenio Suarez gets traded from the Mariners to the Orioles. And the Mariners get back Dylan Beavers and Pablo Luis, 2 young prospects for Eugenio Suarez. Detroit has claimed Matthew Nelson off waivers. Not a big deal. I'm not upset about that at all. It's just Matthew Nelson. He wasn't a crazy person to have in there. But now we got another A potential prospect here. So I will add that to our farm system. That's going to be pretty cool. That is pretty cool. We can keep on going here, and now it is the last day to offer salary arbitration. I'm done doing that. We did all that stuff. I don't think there's going to be any new, crazy things happening. There's still some pretty big free agents on the market. If we had money, I would certainly try and get some of those guys, but we're still waiting on the arbitration to those guys, And the tender contracts are just the deep potential guys that I'm not going to bring back. So it turns out that we still have a decent amount of money left. So maybe I could still offer somebody. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'll go a little bit further into the free agency. Alex Reyes signs a 4-year, $30 million deal with the Dodgers. Jacob deGrom signs a 1-year, $34 million deal with the Braves. Oh, so he's going to a division rival. That's crazy. Frankie Montas signs a 4-year, $36 million deal with the Orioles. Matt Chapman signs a 6-year, $64 million deal with the Giants. And Rafael Devers still on the market, along with Jack Flaherty. CJ Cron is still available. Cody Bellinger's still available. There's still some good players available. Harrison Bader's available, which could be cool. There's still some good players available, but we're still waiting on that salary arbitration stuff. Paul Goldschmidt gets traded from the Cardinals to the Royals, and the Cardinals get back Nick Pratto and Robbie Martins. A lot of big moves going down here, a lot of trades. Jurickson Profar signs a 4-year, $24 million deal with the Angels. Tyler Glasnow signs a 5-year, $124.5 million deal with the Brewers. Rafael Devers signs a 10-year, $258 million deal with the Phillies. And what a massive signing that is for the Phillies. Jeez. That was a crazy contract. CJ Cron, the third best player available, still doesn't have any offers. I'm waiting on these arbitration deals to see how much money we actually have. Today is the Rule 5 draft. We have a pick here at 5. I don't think I'm going to pick anybody because they have to play on our 40-man roster, and I don't want that. But I just want to kind of see if there's anybody here. Austin Nola, Hunter Dozier. Doesn't look like there's anybody that is good that we'd actually need on the team. So I'm gonna skip my draft pick, skip selection. Yes, I'm sure, and I don't think anybody's really gonna get picked here. It doesn't look like it, at least. There we go. Nobody really ever gets picked in the Rule 5 draft. So we'll keep on moving forward. And now we've got still some big names on the board. Some real big names on the board. We're just waiting on that arbitration hearing. It should be coming soon. Jordan Hicks signs a 4-year, $22 million deal with the Dodgers. Dodgers spending some money. Lucas Giolito signs a big deal, 5 years, $112.5 with the A's. Pretty massive deal that is. Still waiting on the arbitration. Free agency still pretty big. We should be getting close to the arbitration deals. There's the arbitration deals in February. So Brian Anderson signs a 4-year, $40 million deal with the Dodgers. The Dodgers got tons of money, man. There goes Jack Flaherty off the board. It waits till January, but he does sign with the Padres. 9 years, $250.2. We just couldn't compete with that, that's for sure. We just could not compete with the money that the Padres are offering him. And Harrison Bader off the board. He goes to the Red Sox, 3 years, $42.6. Okay, now we're into February where we get the arbitration deals. And Cody Bellinger finally signs with the Braves, 4 years, $39.6. CJ Cron signs a 3-year, $22.2 with the Rangers. Gene Segura signs with the Brewers for 2 years, $8.8 million. And Cutter Coffee, the panel signs with us, so we're paying him $800K. That's good. Alberto Mondesi signs a 4-year, $29.6 million deal with the A's. A's is spending a lot of money too. And the panel signs with us again, so we're paying Aaron Savale $1.6 million. And they panel side with Hauser, so we're paying Adrian Hauser $2.9 million. But I kind of wanted to trade Adrian Hauser. So that is that's good. He's not going to cost too much for anybody that wants him. Is there a... How do I see waivers? Isn't there like a waiver list? Was there not? Didn't there used to be like a waiver list? Is it on pending transaction? Here's the waiver list. That's what I was looking for. Luis Gonzalez. Is there anybody here? It never works out. Like I always like put a claim on somebody, but it never works out for me. So I don't even really bother with it anymore. So the best free agents available, we have $30 million in cap space, and I think we'll just keep that unless we need to sign some players just for like depth reasons, which could be a possibility because we don't really have a lot of depth at this point. I would sign Kenley Jansen and put him in the bullpen. I wouldn't hate that. I'll sign Kenley Jansen and put him in the bullpen. Having another veteran arm in the bullpen, that does not sound bad to me. We might need to assign another catcher too, just because. Austin Romine. 36, 35. Yermin Mercedes is a catcher. Man, he's fallen off. He had that like one good month or whatever it was. Is there anybody else that I'd really even consider having on the team? I might throw a deal. At Austin Romine just to have him on the roster. Maybe not, because we're running low on spots here. We're running low on spots because I got to trade Adrian Hauser. That's right. So let's trade Adrian Hauser. I don't think I'm going to be getting a ton for him. But we'll see what we can do. We will see what can I get Alec Manoah. I didn't think I could get Alec Manoah. I'm not going to be able to get anybody really good. That's for sure. So we'll have to go for somebody that's either young or somebody that's not great, like a Gavin Williams, who has potential. Tarek Skubal, can't get him. Or Tariq, I don't know how to say his name. Jackson Jobe, possibility of getting Jackson Jobe and Ty Madden. The possibility is better to get Jackson Jobe, and he's still on arbitration for a while. He didn't have a very good season. But if I throw Jackson Jobe alongside, like, Lyon Richardson, that didn't work. Or maybe Grant Gavin, that works. There you go. Then we can get Jackson Jobe. So, boom, we just freed up the money that we were paying him. And now we got another stud, Jackson Jobe. So we'll have him down in AAA. He can be in AAA. So our starting rotation, Shohei Ohtani, Urias, Hunter Green, Savale, Espino, and Lodolo. Savale's going to be in the bullpen probably. Then Jackson Jobe. I like our AAA lineup, that's for sure. I really do like that. The AA team's losing out on some players. We got to put some people up from here. So let's move somebody up from Class A. We'll also move up you to AA. And then if we bring in Kenley Jansen, we can just move him to the bullpen and we'll have some studs. We will have some absolute studs. So we'll see if he signs with us. Did Kenley Jansen sign with us? It looks like he did. He did. Kenley Jansen's now a Cincinnati Red. So awesome. We just got another really, really good bullpen arm. If we go to the transaction list, pending, get rid of all that. Kevin Bigio is in waivers. I'll claim him. We'll see if this works. I know in previous games it never really worked, but I'll put a claim on Kevin Bigio. I don't care. All right, we've got a lot of relief pitcher, a lot of bullpen arms, a lot of closing pitchers. I'll turn you into an actual just relief pitcher so that you can be in there. All right, perfect. So he can be just a relief pitcher now. We should probably just have Savale down in AAA at this point because we have a decent amount of bullpen arms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 relievers, and then 1, 2, 3 in the pen. So we have enough people in the bullpen. So let's just move Savale down to AAA. He can be our ace in AAA. Him and Jackson Jobe can be down there. And we'll see what happens. We'll keep on moving. Cincinnati has claimed Kevin Bigio off the waivers. All right. It actually worked. We actually got Kevin Bigio. Cool. I didn't think that was actually going to work. So Kevin Bigio will start. He's in AA? I'd rather have him in AAA, if we're being honest. He's 80 overall. I mean, might as well have him in AAA. But we got to move somebody down to AA. So we'll move TJ Friedel down to AA. Kevin Bigio, cool. Did he have a good season last year? He was in Kansas City. He didn't really do much. He only played in 22 games. Whatever. Maybe he's a project. He's only 28. I mean, that's not super old. But it actually worked, though. Oh, we have one more player on the 40-man that I actually needed. So who's going to get called off the 40-man? Levi Stout? No. Jose Torres? Maybe. Maybe Jose Torres gets bumped off the 40-man, unfortunately for him. Or maybe it's going to be Levi Stout. I don't think Levi's ready to be on the 40-man. Let's just, let's remove him. Hopefully he doesn't get picked up. If he gets picked up, that's going to suck. That's actually one. Yeah. Arizona picked him up. That's one that I don't like that he's gone, but he probably was never going to be anything for us. So we don't need any of that. We can keep simulating it. Now we get to the spring. So that was the off season of year number 2. It was an absolute massive one. This is our new look. Our new look starting rotation. Shohei Ohtani, the ace of the Reds. Julio Urias, Hunter Green, Daniel Espino, and Nick Lodolo is the starting 5, the rotation for the Cincinnati Reds. And now we get to the lineup. It didn't really change much in terms of the lineup. We didn't really add anybody crazy here. We still have the same team, basically. But this pitching rotation, I think, is a lot better. Plus, if we go to our budget, we still have $26 million, and we're paying two guys a lot of money for a lot of years. And we are probably going to have to re-sign Josh Bell if he plays good another year. We're going to have to re-sign Eloy Jimenez. Who knows when Joey Votto is going to retire. But then after that, we're not paying anybody any crazy amount of money. So, and we got arbitration on a few young guys. We're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good. I think next season's going to be a good year. I really do. I think that now that our pitching rotation is a lot better, that's the one thing that I had issues with. Our pitching rotation, our bullpen's amazing. We got Aroldis Chapman. We've got Aaron Bummer, Luis Patino. We've got Kenley Jansen, TJ Antone, Lucas Sims, Alexis Diaz, our all-star closer. I mean, our bullpen and our starting rotation looks a lot better now than it did at the start of last year. So I'm very confident in this team. And I was always confident in our lineup. I always thought our lineup was good. I always thought it could score runs. We just couldn't keep up because we were always allowing so many runs with our pitching rotation. But now, given another year of development for Ellie De La Cruz, Noel V. Marte, another year for Jonathan India, for Tristan Casas, and then the young guys that we have in the bench, like Rick Chapman, Austin Martin, Encarnacion, Carter Jensen. I mean, we've got some talent. We have got some talent. There's no doubt about that. We have guys. We just have to put it together on the field. But that is going to do it for the year 2 offseason. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a massive episode filled with just spending tons and tons of money. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.